guys, I'm Alexa with Strategic Placement Group. Welcome to our SPG podcast. We are here with our big man, Zach. How are you doing today?
Doing great. How are you?
I am so good. I'm so good. Zach is our social media guru, and we're excited to be with you today.
Guru?
Yeah, guru, social media guru.
I like that word.
Social media man, social media
like guru.
genius. I don't know about that. I don't know that you've earned that title quite yet. Maybe we're getting there.
All right.
Actually, he's the person that I'm always like, help me.
Right.
Yes. Anytime my phone's doing anything bad, I'm like, please take this. What? Like the whole thing went dark. I don't know what happened.
What does it do?
My Facebook froze. What do I do? Instagram won't even let me in. What happened? Yeah. So this is our man.
This is me.
So you are the man. You're the
man. The man with the plan.
Man. That's right. So I do have to apologize. I know last week I told you that we would be talking about marketing, and that is a future video coming up. But today it is social media. So I know we've talked to everybody. We've done other videos about, we've just kind of touched the surface on some basic things to do with social media.
Yeah.
So let's dive in deeper today.
Okay.
And go into, we've told people they need to keep up with the current trends of social media. So do you feel like there is a different trend going on, or are things pretty much the same with social media? Do you think things are getting ready to change?
Are you talking about just business owners
yes,
in particular?
I would say yes. That's definitely who we're targeting here is more business owners.
I would think it's industry dependent. So to answer your question, I would think yes, there is a big change in the trend, if you want to call it. But it's so dependent on your industry. There's no one generic answer for it.
Okay.
So a car dealership is going to be different than a CBD store. And how you post, or what you're doing, and how you're marketing it. So it's so broad that there's no defined answer for that, really, because everyone's going to be different. And that's the thing people have to realize, is that you're going to be different. You can't really copy other people.
Which is a really good tip, because I feel like we're all influenced, especially with social media.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, even my day-to-day stuff, I'm always like going through there going, all the
time.
Yeah.
You get sucked in.
Yes, we call it the rabbit hole.
Yep.
I just went down the rabbit hole really hard right there. I've lost like an hour of my life, but I know what Jimmy John's doing.
Yep.
He took his kids to the water park, and I'm here at work.
It's true.
So that's really good advice. So, like, what is the difference in small business if you are, let's say that you are in remodeling or a CB store or something like that? How is the trend different for places like that versus a bigger industry like a car dealer?
So for CBD, for example, I would think that your demographic is going to be a younger audience. Okay. And that is because a lot of the older demographic is going to associate CBD with marijuana. Okay. And although it does come from that plant, it doesn't do the same.
Right. It's just the mindset's different.
Mindset's way different. So you're going to get a better result from the younger audience. So how you take your pictures, what you're going to do, and what platforms you're going to use, it's going to be drastically different. Now, if you're taking a remodeling business, you're going to want to hit homeowners that most likely the most converting homeowner is going to be 28 up.
Okay.
Because, 28, you would think you have your life pretty much together. You've been out of college for a long time. You've been in a stable job for a long time. And that's when you're going to get the most conversion on whatever you're doing. So,
right.
A 30-year-old.
More established people.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. You're getting a 30-year-old that's like, hey, I've been in this house for 3 years, want to remodel it. It was a little old when I first bought it. And boom, there you go. So how you take your pictures of, you're going to be like tearing down a kitchen. Okay. You want to take pictures of that progress.
Okay. So before you even start the project.
Yeah. You show this old, outdated kitchen. You're like, wow, this looks really terrible. Then you show, as the week, maybe it takes you a week to do it. You can post every day.
Okay.
If you
to show the progress of that project. That makes sense.
And that's going to get people interested, because they're going to be like, oh, what's going to be next? What's John going to do for this? Is he going to put tile? Is he going to put laminate? What is he doing?
Right. What kind of countertops is he going to choose? Yeah. Like, I don't even know who John is, but I want to know what he's doing to this kitchen.
Exactly. That's exactly what you want to do. And it engages people, but that's going to be a little, older audience. You're not really reach the younger people with me.
So
You
it's
will.
important to think about your demographic, your audience, who exactly your buyers
Correct.
are essentially for your business.
Yeah, without sounding like you're trying to sell them something.
Okay, that's
important.
But that it really is important. That makes sense. So, do you feel like it's good to give those little teasers, like you were talking about?
So
like,
important.
So, like with the remodeling business, that big reveal is a big thing.
Yeah.
Like you see that in like HGTV all the time.
Yeah.
They always wait, so they got you hooked
Yep.
for the entire show because all you want to do is see the reveal.
Mm-hmm.
So, what are other things that businesses can do? I mean, is it a good thing to do that all the time? Is that something that you want to leave for like once a month? Does it really just depend on what your business is?
Depends on what your business is. I think that every business can take a form of that, but I don't think it's meant for every business.
Okay.
So for like a CBD shop, I would say, you're not, no. To me, I wouldn't find that very interesting to be on like a cliffhanger for the CBD shop.
Okay.
But a car dealership, if you want to talk about that, they're getting in a new Honda Type R. So they can tease that all the way up. They can show the truck pulling up, and that's going to be one video. They can show just a little parts of the car. That can be another video. And then the last final one is the amazing car that they unveil because for one, it's a really good looking car.
Right.
If you haven't seen it, it's a fantastic looking car.
Right. I like that one.
But it draws so much more people in from all ages. So your chances of someone coming to you and wanting to buy that car in this example would be greatly increased because you built up this following of people want to know what this car is.
Right. Well, and I think that's a great thing too to remember for car dealers, especially because inventory is so low right now. So just the fact that you are pushing, we've got this coming in, this is going to be, you're even creating that interest, like you were saying, of people. It will encourage people to start calling in, going,
Of course.
before you even get it in, kind of that demand. You're creating that demand of that product.
Yeah.
And I think other people can do that in their business as well, even if they're dealing in smaller products, like maybe you have a drugstore, or maybe you have a more of a what's the word? Like a dermatology center.
Yeah.
So maybe it's a new product that you've got coming in. I think it's really nice to show those, even if it's something like that, you feel like you could show the product working.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel like something like I said before. I think all businesses can take a form of that. I feel like others can utilize it way more than others or some other businesses. Like the CBD one, for example, it popped in my head, but there's like a new product that is just getting released on the market. No one's ever seen it before. That's something you can do that for. But on that occasion, that's a rare one for an example like that.
Gotcha.
But for other business, the car dealerships, you could do that all the time.
Does it matter if they are doing videos versus photographs?
Yeah.
Static imagery. I mean, do you feel like that it's something that you should always do one or the other? Do you feel like you can have a nice balance with the two?
You need a good balance. I think it's really important to have a good balance. I don't think you should ever have one dominate the other because I think too much of something is a bad thing.
Okay.
But that goes. If we're talking about just business owners, that's a good rule to follow. But if you want to talk holistically, because I don't want to like go back on what I'm saying,
right?
But TikTok is just strictly video.
Well, right, it is strictly video.
But if we're just talking about business owners, have a good balance because that's going to get the most engagement, and you can find out who's going to be interested in what. So then you could resort to 75% videos and 25% images.
Right.
So you can really mix it up depending on your audience.
Right. So if we were using like the remodeling business as an example, it would be okay to do pictures of the inventory you're getting in for the project you're getting to use.
Yeah.
Or, maybe you're going to do a boomerang video. They don't always have to be long videos, right?
No, they could be 3 seconds of just a short little thing. And that's something, if you're going to do short videos, that could be something tied with the teasers because the shorter the better. You don't really want to have this long drawn out video for a teaser. I mean, you do in some instances, but in this scenario, 3 seconds and you're good.
Right.
And you move on.
Because we've become people that just scroll.
Yeah.
You hear it all the time that it doesn't really benefit you to have all of the verbiage without some type of imagery that goes with it because the verbiage isn't what picks up what grasps people's attention.
Yeah, it's definitely not. I mean, now you need something there to catch their visual attention, because words just don't cut it anymore. I mean, you'll have people that's going to read it, but people that are just going to read are the older people. Like for me, if I see something that is strictly just words, I skip right past it. That's just because of how I am.
He's showing his age, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. I mean, that's just really how it is. People my age don't want to read stuff.
Well,
like
and
that.
I think that's true too to just the person. I mean, if you're a reader, you're going to read it. If you're not a reader, I mean, I'm not a reader. So I have to agree with you that I've become kind of a scroller. Like, and sometimes I feel bad because I'm like, I probably should have read that.
Yeah.
Like I know who that is and I probably should have read that. But anyway.
Yeah. And what I think, if we're talking about the general like aspect of everybody, people young aren't going to read. There are readers in my generation, of course.
Right.
But a majority are not.
So when we're talking about posts though, do you feel like there's a benefit to being consistent with a plan? I mean, I know we've told people in the past that it's really important to do like 2 to 3 posts in a week.
Yeah.
So help me tell our business owners about creating a plan for your social media, because let's face it, these are people that aren't just doing social media for a living. They don't get to just constantly look at the algorithms and figure out what's the best times to post and the back ends of it like you do in your job.
Yeah.
They are also doing a million other things. They're running their business. They're ordering their supplies. They're staying on top of their employees. So when are they supposed to have time to figure out their social media? What is a good way to tell people how to do that?
Find out the days that you're the least busiest. And then draw out a plan. I mean, you could start out with just 2 posts a week.
Okay.
And really that isn't that hard.
No, I wouldn't think that's that hard.
And you could post something organic twice a week that is high quality content. So find a day that you're the least busiest, sit down. And there are so many different free, by the way, platforms or softwares that you can utilize to plan a post out.
Right.
And so like the platform we use isn't free, but there's one similar like that you could find that you could have everything planned out and you could have it scheduled even. So you don't even have to worry about it. You do it all on a Sunday and you want to post Wednesday and Friday.
Right.
You're good. You don't have to worry about it. You go on with your life, your business, and you're good.
Right. And this program will post it for you.
Yeah.
So essentially that's called like a content calendar.
Yeah.
Creating that content calendar and then utilizing that platform to post it for you.
And Facebook actually has one. It's not as complex and it's a little more tedious, but it's just a publisher. And you can go in there and you can set the days and time and you can write in your caption and your picture or video. And you just have that to schedule. And why I say it's tedious because you have to go in individually select everything.
Right.
So it's a little more effort, but it's free.
Right.
It's already there.
So if you're first getting started,
I mean
what's the harm?
It's perfect to start out with. And if you move up to another platform that has some, like we have something that we can see all our comments. We have a whole posting calendar, all our scheduled events, everything.
Right.
All in one dashboard. So it's a lot easier and you can move up to that. But starting out, it's free. Use it because it's there.
So does something like Instagram have this as well? Can you tie the two together? Because I know like when you post on Instagram, you can share it also to your Facebook.
Yes.
Do these things work together?
Yeah. If you can't schedule from Instagram, but you can schedule from Facebook. So it's weird. So stay with me.
I know it
weird.
feels like it's backwards.
So on Instagram, if you go and post a picture right now, you can share that to Facebook directly at that moment in time. In Facebook, you can go and schedule a post and have it scheduled to post on Instagram too. But you can't share a post from Facebook to Instagram. It's weird.
It is. But that's okay, because when we're talking about creating that plan, we don't really care where it shares from, as long as it's on all of your platforms.
So let me go back.
Easier thing.
You can share on Instagram. It's just a little more out of the way. So I always tell people you can't because it's a little more out of the way. There's buttons you got to push. There's things you got to turn on. It's a little more out of the way than how Instagram does it. Because on Instagram, you just hit this little button and you're good. On Facebook, you have to go through more steps. That's a little more tedious.
Okay.
So you can, but it's easier on Instagram. So think of Instagram as immediate posting and Facebook as scheduling posting.
Okay. Okay. But that's a good way to think of it, to schedule it that way. So when you are scheduling your posts and creating this plan, it's really important to, how would you suggest people think? Do you have people think week to week, month to month? I mean, I like to write things out. I mean, you know me. I like to even draw out like my week and go, okay, this is what we're going to do for this week. And then start thinking about the next week and writing it all out first before I even go into a system. So
for a busy business owner, if you're busy, you don't have a lot of time, a month to month, because you can plan out so many things ahead of time. And you can already get that content either shot and taken care of and then have it posted month to month. So you go into June and you don't have to worry about anything. You've already got that stuff put away because you're doing two posts a week.
Right. It's just like 8 posts a month.
Yeah, that's not a lot. It's not a lot. So if you sat down on a Sunday, you could knock all that out on a Sunday. Because generally most people don't work on Sundays, so that would be the easiest time to do it.
Right.
So I would think month to month would work best for a busy business owner. But it's all how you are as a person. If you work better from week to week, then do what you feel comfortable with and what you can achieve.
Right. And what's more utilized to your business and your schedule. I mean, we have friends that do have remodeling businesses.
Yes.
And so they're constantly photographing everything that they're doing and then they're immediately putting it up. And sometimes they're not even in that imagery. So do you feel like there's a benefit to always having yourself in front of the camera to show people who you are in your business?
Yes and no. Yes and no. I think that it's great to put your personality out there and let people see who you are.
Okay.
Because I feel like people connect with you more. But in the same respect, if you grow to a big following and if you didn't show yourself at all, you're going to have this mysterious following. So it makes you will get people following you just because they want to see who you are.
Okay.
And so that brings a whole different
that
following.
Intrigue. That who is this?
Yeah. It's a really cool thing.
It's like teasing people's curiosity.
Yeah. And curiosity is one of the biggest thing, like one of the biggest or the best human traits, because people follow it so much. And if you create curiosity and question in anything you do, you'll most likely grab their attention. There's a lot of psychology that goes around with social media, colors, how you post things, how you do things, what you say. Like I know you've heard Conrad, who was on here last week.
Right. He was with us last week, right?
Yeah.
We had a lot of fun with Conrad last week.
Yeah, to not use negative words like but.
Yeah.
And instead of and use and instead. Those little changes play something on your brain.
Right.
So if you hear someone say but, it's more of a negative connotation of talking.
Right. And I could see that. Although I've got small kids, so when you say but, I start to giggle.
Right.
I think I'm still kind of a child myself. But when you are posting, you feel like organic content is always better than stock imagery.
So much better. I think it will always drive more engagement than stock imagery. Because
people really want to see what it is you're doing in your business. It's kind of like, I feel like social media gives people the aspect of seeing inside the business and what really is happening in that business and the day-to-day of what the business is doing versus, you can only get so much from a website.
Oh, yeah. And
seeing what that business is.
Yeah, no one can really say that posting stock is going to be better than posting organic, and that it would drive more people or show my business more.
Right.
Because it just doesn't do that.
No.
I mean, you can't find a picture of this room and post it somewhere, and rather than if you're taking it in this room.
Right.
Because we're unique in who we are and how we've set things up. So you can't show really what your business entails and who you are as a person through stock imagery. It doesn't work like that. And you'll gain a small following just naturally.
Right.
Because you'll have some people that are like kind of interested in that, or may just be interested in what your business does and not what you're posting. But you're never going to grow.
Right.
You'll always lose.
Right. I think that's something that people don't understand either, is that ability to lose. But I do think we need to be clear. It's not necessarily going to harm your business if you choose to do stock imagery.
No.
You just don't want to make a habit of doing everything stock imagery.
It won't harm, but you still will lose.
Right. Well, I mean, like
Definitely
if you are able to do a Father's Day post
Mm-hmm.
of like, if you're the business owner and you can do an old picture of you and your dad, you will get more engagement,
Mm-hmm.
obviously. But it's not necessarily going to hurt you
no,
to have a
no.
stock imagery to say, hey, happy Father's Day.
No, but if we're talking about the aspect of regarding holidays, yeah, you want to try to be as organic as you can. I would say if you're posting 2 times a week, so it's taking a whole month, I would make at least 6 of those 8 posts organic.
Okay.
That's like the max,
Right.
'Cause
But that's a good thing to tell people
Yeah.
because like I wouldn't have thought of it that way
Yeah.
either.
Yeah, I think that's really important. Because you don't always need to be go searching on Google for stuff, because you will lose people. You'll lose the community you built,
Right.
and you want a strong community, especially at the beginning. If you have a strong community, you'll always continue to grow a strong community because you won't have negative hate,
Right.
and stuff. That will come, and it always will come. But you'll have more positive people out there that will always back your business.
Well, help me explain to people what exactly is that community. I mean, that's just essentially your friends and family that are going in and liking your social media, or anybody that has gone in to like your social media.
Anybody.
That's
So,
what your community is.
yeah, your community is whoever's interacting with your page for a duration of time. So not someone that just randomly goes in there and likes it.
Okay.
These are people that have been there. They're liking your stuff. They're constantly with you.
They're coming back
Yeah,
to see what you're doing.
Yeah, they're always updated. That's your community, and you want to build. That's like your foundation to a house. That you want that very strong. If you can build that a strong community, you'll have that throughout.
That's right. Because if you build your house on sand,
It's gonna fall.
oh, he did listen growing up. Listen at him. So when you are, let's go back to that. What was I wanting to say? We were, I just lost it. It was,
Not community, wasn't it?
going back to overposting.
Oh.
So do you feel, I'm so sorry. I was like, it's gone.
No, it happens.
What is it, Zach? And you're looking at me going, I have no idea.
I do not know.
I can't read your mind. So overposting, do you feel like it's important to build that community, but if you are overposting, can you lose that community?
Yes, quickly. You can lose a lot faster than you can gain.
Okay.
And always.
I feel like it's all with life,
Yes,
right?
yes. And you will see that drop drastically if you overpost. So the threshold for Facebook is 10,000
Okay.
page likes. So they have page likes and page followers. We're always talking about the page likes. That's what matters the most.
Right.
To Facebook anyway. So if you're posting, so let's say you want to post 2 posts in a day.
Okay.
And you have less than 10,000, Facebook is going to hit you with a red flag, pretty much. Think of it like that. And they're going to show your posts to 50% less people each time you post more than 1 time a day.
Wow. Really?
Yeah, and you're not even, to add to that, you're not even reaching 100% of your following. Regardless, you never are. You're reaching about 80%.
Wow. So even if I post in the morning and then I post something later on in the
Still getting
afternoon,
hit.
it doesn't matter. They just threw the flag on me.
Yep. For 24 hours, you have these eyes. Think of as eyes watching you. That if you post again, they're going to hit you with 50% less than or people that are going to see that.
I feel like I just got a penalty.
Yeah, it's
like a penalty
that.
flag.
But it's not displayed anywhere. See, these are the things people don't know. And that's why they need to talk to a business about this stuff, because no one knows that. They don't give you a sign. They don't send you a message of, hey, you're penalized. They don't know. You don't know.
Right.
So-
No, I didn't know that.
Right.
That's crazy.
It is weird. And that was a change that was made in the beginning of 2020. Facebook changed their entire algorithm along with Instagram. So that was a big change.
Well, and I think that's one of the things people don't quite understand either is you really want to make sure you're staying on top of the algorithm.
Yeah.
And things just like that, like getting that red flag that, now thank goodness our viewers know about it.
Right.
The benefits to not overposting in a day
Yeah.
and being really consistent and creating that plan. I think these are just such really, really good tips. And the sad truth of it is I feel like we've barely scratched the surface
Barely
of
have.
it all. So we're definitely going to bring you back.
Yeah.
We're definitely going to do a part 2 of this, so we can just dive in a little bit deeper and just go into more on building that community and other ways that you can really build up your social media that are really, really easy. Really, really easy. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you
for hanging out with me today.
Loved it. It was fun.
I'm so excited to be with you. I'm so excited to be with you guys. Next week, we are going to talk about where to advertise your business. We're going to bring Chad and Stan in.
Love Chad.
I know it'll be a lot of fun. Chad's like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. So you definitely want to tune in just to find out what he's going to say. So we're really excited to be with you. We can't wait to see you guys next Tuesday. And like we always say, until next time.
Until next time.
That's right.